check everything over. Make sure it's all set. And there we go. So good evening and welcome to round 15 of the F2 League here at racestation.net. My name is Vernon Nathan 1991, and as always joined by sh-racing54's to bore you to death for the next 2 hours with our mishaps and whatnot. Yeah, round 15 coming from Malaysia. Malaysia being a track where it tends to divide opinion, I think is the best way of describing it. Probably one of the... Are you there, Stephen?
Yes, I'm here. I'm waiting for you to finish talking. Right. Normally I get accused of butting in. I can butt in if you want me to.
You don't normally need a cue, put it that way. But yeah, no, it's a track that normally tends to split the drivers in terms of those who do enjoy it and those who plainly hate the track. Personally, in my opinion, it's one of my most favourites, so I look forward to commentating on a...
Well, it depends. Well, being Malaysia, it's normally a track that could well be wet. To be honest, some of the drivers are hoping to be wet because obviously one of our championship contenders are not going to be present, as they thought to be a good idea to go on holiday at the time.
Yeah, so just to emphasise on that, we do at the moment have a tie for the lead in the drivers between KO and Madman, with KO leading it just on count back for having one extra race win over Madman, but unfortunately Madman is currently in Dubai, so...
And actually this is important actually, because this would mean that because KO missed a race earlier in the season, which the race eludes me because I can't remember it, Monaco. Now that would mean we've had the top two both be on equal races attended.
Yes, and the fact that KO is already level on points would indicate the type of season he's had if they'd all attended everything.
The only race that's been a bit of a blip was his Spanish race.
Yes. So
if I remember rightly, though, that one had to be rerun, though, and I thought he was doing quite well in the first race, but in the second race, something completely went to pot.
He did, yeah, it had to be rerun because that's where the safety car glitch sort of really started to show.
Yes.
So, yes, we had to rerun that because the safety car was coming out every 3 laps and we weren't really seeing a race. So there wasn't really any point continuing.
We've only got 12 so far.
Yeah, I'm wondering where everyone is, to be honest.
We've got... but who are we missing?
So we've got no white
Works. We've got the one Ferrari, the one Red Bull, both Williams, TLK, no Renault. Both Toro Rossos here, one As, one McLaren and one Sauber. So to be honest, that's probably normal, if I'm honest. Why have you just invited me again?
I'm sending everyone an extra invite so they can get in.
Sorry. You normally warn me though, that is the protocol normally.
But yeah, we are missing...
I'm trying to work this out. Have some people not selected their cars then? Because we've got 4... No. Because we only ever have one Ferrari. We only got one Red Bull. Now. We've only got one Force India. Well, actually, no, technically we have 2. I think JB Troll's
not around at the moment for some reason.
He said he might be backwards and forwards because of uni work. Isn't he? Because he said he'd have that break, so whether or not something came out with the uni, I don't know. But we got Nel Renault, which is normally Whiteside and VW. Both of them aren't here.
Nope.
Charlie stopped, Madman in Dubai, and one of the Saubers. Which I think we've only got one Sauber normally anyway, haven't we?
That'll be why. There have been a lot of people posting on the site today that they can't make it. Whiteside, Soulman, VW.
Someone said he can't make it, but he's here.
That's a good point. Interesting.
Either he thought it might be a bit tight, or...
I don't know if I can make it in time, is what he posted.
Ah, right, okay.
But yeah, Whiteside and VW posted they can't make it tonight, so that explains those.
So it looks like we've only got a Q2 then.
Yes, that will be...
By that logic.
That will be the case, because we've got only 12 runners tonight.
That's really low for F2.
Which is quite low for an F2.
Well, think about it. If Whiteside and VW were both here, that would be 14. Madman would be 15. And that's normally all your runners. Normally. Well, that's how many we had last week. 15. No, we didn't. We had less than that. We had 14, I think, didn't we?
Yeah, well, Blood and Sands normally as well. I don't know where he is.
That's the other Sauber driver, yeah.
I'm not sure where he is. I mean, he
we normally have about 15, 16 drivers anyway, and on a good day we used to have about 20. So.
Right, so I've got to send a message to everyone saying no Q1.
How many people will forget the memo?
Well, I'm just sending the message now, so people have it there. So Whiteside says he can't make it yet. He's online. That's what annoys me. People say they can't make it yet. They're online.
The controversy. That's controversy.
So yeah, message has been sent. We might as well get going. 7 minutes past 7 now. So we assume no one else would actually be showing up. Already got 6 people viewing and 21 messages. Blimey, I better say hello to all my viewers.
21 already?
21 messages already. Calm down, guys. I need to actually get to my stream.
Never to stream. Now, do we know yet in this game, have they actually got the final corner right yet?
I don't think they have. I don't think they've got that camber or whatever. Is it negative camber?
Yeah, the massive off camber, yeah.
Corner, yeah. They haven't. I don't think they have. Just looking at the picture on the loading screen.
Well, that's what's made me think.
So, yeah, just waiting for everyone to choose their strategy.
Machinery.
Yeah, just waiting for everyone to choose their...
Now remember the usual idea of
how quickly it takes them to.
correct.
Yeah.
And is it wet for qualifying?
No,
Oh, it's grey.
but
It's very grey.
cloudy.
Very, very
It's very
grey.
cloudy. So yes, we will see how long it takes them to put in their setups and retire. Since there's only 12 of them, we skip Q1, so there's no point doing Q1, so everyone's going through anyway. For those who haven't watched any of our streams before. If we have got any new members to our streams, thank you for joining us and welcome.
Right, so someone's left with 30 seconds gone, someone's going on the track. It's a Red Bull, Mr. Oh no, he's retired.
He's retired.
Fair enough, he might have pressed the wrong track. But it's still, but there's a minute though, it's gone. A minute's gone, pretty much. So, either they're being really careful. My PS4 needs a clean out. Already the fans kicked in. That's a bit worrying.
Yeah, I can hear mine all of a sudden as works up.
I think my PS4 needs a bit of a clean. Might do that during the week. We've had a minute and 40 now. KO's just minute and 20. Sorry, KO's just retired now. So maybe could this be a dry wet or wet dry race then? Maybe.
The fact that the two Williams boys are the two left, I wonder if they're having a little discussion.
Maybe.
As to how to approach.
Or they're just causing us some intrigue.
Or they're just making us have to think of things to say until they decide to retire. Now, there's Devil, so it's just Matey Boy. And Matey Boy tends to be one of the last ones to... And as we speak, there is actually a Williams going out on track.
That's Matey Boy, probably.
Matey Boy, or is it Devil's AI?
No, it was Matey Boy.
Yes, it is. Why have you gone out on track, Matey Boy?
Just to confuse you.
Unless he's just getting a feel for his car setup.
Yes, he's gone into. Isn't it?
He's a bit cheeky, but he's retired before he's done one sector. So
is that the? Well, I don't know how you'd not. I don't know how you'd go around that then if you've said to everyone to retire and someone still does the qualifying. I don't know how you'd get around that. I'd
hope that people wouldn't get to a point where they've gone round so many laps that they'd actually set a lap.
This is what I'm saying. Because how would you policing is the wrong word, but what would happen then to the person who did, let's say, a lap?
Well, because it's only Q1 and everyone's going...
It's got even darker.
Q1 and everyone is going through, there isn't really any...
Could it be done for time wasting, though?
No, not really. To be honest, they're more affecting themselves by wearing out, or partially wearing out, a set of tyres. So in theory, going out on track actually hinders them rather than gains them advantage, because it gives them one less fresh set for qualifying. Okay. So Michael sees the first one out and he's instantly gone into drift mode.
Well, I think this is quite a difficult track to balance up, though. I think you've got the very hard acceleration points, but you need very good high-speed directional changes and mid-corner and very good stability on the brake.
Top speed
so
as well,
it's quite because of the two long straights. But I'm guessing you'd find majority of your time though in the middle sector and the start of the final sector.
Yeah, most certainly. Turns 5 and 6 are crucial, and then the two right-handers and
7 and 8,
And the two right-handers in Sector 3 as well, where you're sort of braking and turning.
Well, turn 14 on this. This is the first game that it's actually been really a problem. In the previous games, it was very easy to put your car with a 50 off-throttle diff and just get away with it. In this game, the rear locking is a lot more emphasised, so you can't run that diff. You've got to have, so you're a bit compromised a little bit for the rest of the lap.
And I'm on board with Michael C, and yeah, there's no camber. If anything, it cambers the other way. It's more, ooh, he's off the track. So
that lap
gone.
KO's out there already. Everyone seems to be on the super softs apart from 3, TLK, Soups and Dave 1025.
Dave 1025, I'm not surprised. Speaking of which, is that him in the background? No, that was Solman. Dave just behind him. J19 is just leaving the pit lane. Hopefully he'll be aware that there's a fair few cars coming down the pit straight at the moment, and hopefully won't hinder anyone, get in anyone's way. I just realised I haven't got the laptop data up. There we go.
So I'm looking at Matey Boy at the moment. Who do we think will drop out in this section of qualifying?
I think based on
it's going to be 2 plus 1
so far, it's going to be, I think, 2 drivers to go out the 3. It'll be between J3's, Soulman, and Callum.
Yeah, that's what I would say 3. As well.
Just based on the seasons they've had, they haven't. When we've had a full grid, they've normally been the ones that have gone out in Q1, or maybe one of those have got into Q2. So one of them will find themselves in Q3, but I couldn't tell you which one I would predict. There doesn't seem to be an awful lot of grip out there. There's a lot of sliding going on. Michael C does a 35, but we know that's not representative.
No. I'd imagine, well, last game he was in the 29s, I think.
Well, Dave's just on a 33 on those softs.
Matey Boy's done a 33 on supers. We're waiting for KO. KO would be your representative marker. He's only... I'm saying that, it's not a particularly as quick first sector as I thought it would be from KO. He's only half a second quicker in the first sector.
Half a second?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not...
to be
for
honest,
24 second...
To be fair though, Sector 1 is literally just 2 corners and acceleration.
Well, that's what's making me think isn't that really spectacular. I mean, it's not. It doesn't look like it will be a sub 30, which is a surprise.
No, it's 31, 31?
32. 32.4. So is that a particularly quick lap from KO there? Or... Well, hang on a minute, we've got to think of what track does this really remind you of a little bit? Would you say this has similar characteristics to Spain? In some aspects?
A bit of Spain, a bit of Bahrain as well, maybe?
A bit of Silverstone as well. Maybe. At a push.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking because Spain was a little bit of a tricky one for KO. And I'm only saying that because... Well, I don't know, Dave's time's really good.
Well, yellow sector 3, someone's had an off.
Then,
Dave, speaking of that, Dave's had an off in...
Now, will this be a resurgent of TLK, who's only 1/10 off of KO in the first sector? So is this going to be a resurgence? J19, 32.8 himself, which isn't too bad, being 4 temps off, which is what's... making me wonder.
Well, has KO just again done just a steady lap to get through, but not take too much out of his life out of his tyres?
Do you think
Callum Rhodes has
crashed?
Crashed at turn. That's exit turn 6.
TLK 32.4.
Hmm.
Now we'll have to wait until Q3 Now, do we think KO has either not sandbagged, but taken it easy on his first lap?
I think so.
Or do we think that because Madman isn't here, that hasn't done as much R&D as he normally has? And remember, is he not practicing for this other thing he's interested in doing?
Would he know that Madman wasn't going to be here? Because Madman hasn't posted on the site.
How do you know he's on holiday then?
Because he messaged me directly.
Ah, fair enough.
So...
Well, that's interesting. Both Mercedes underneath 33. Second, underneath a 133. And the White's done a fairly representative time there, only being 600ths off his own teammate. So it's not that bad of a lap from White. The clouds linger.
Well, ironically, Callum Rose is hanging on to 10th place despite crashing.
I'm still interested in seeing what Dave can do on a set of super softs. TLK went round again and has done another lap. Will this lap be quicker? 30, yes, it will be. 32.1.
2-1, there we go.
But I swear this, on previous games, we used to be in the 29s here. I thought. I might be wrong, but that's what I thought we could do.
I will take a quick look at last year's quali from... I'll do it from F1 League. Where are we? So Malaysia and that. And the other thing they've got to consider as well, I know these tyres are a little bit harder in terms of their construction from 2016, but they did actually drop the grade of tyres as well that we used here, because in 2016 it was soft, medium and hard. That was used, and here today it's super soft, and medium.
So TLK's going back to pit lane. Michael C's going out.
Stephen. Your pole time here last year was a 1:34.4.
Okay. That's still not a particularly big jump then between last year and this year then. Thinking about it.
Is this one of the tracks where you don't see as big a jump?
Well, you'd think there would be, because it's quite a high aerodynamic track. As Michael C goes for a half spin.
For another spin.
It might not have been last game then, it might have been a few games ago then that I remember doing 29s. But as we know, Codemaster games aren't the most realistic games in the world. I may have got that wrong, but this might be. I might be going back to like 2012 or 2013 here, but I thought you could do a sub 30 here. I thought, but I'll have to do some research. It's a bit interesting that Michael C feels like he has to go round again though. Whether or not he's trying to get less wear on this set of tyres compared to his last set of tyres, maybe.
I have been informed on my chat that it is a wet race.
A full wet race?
It just says wet race, FFS.
Do you mean expletive S? Oh,
yes.
No, F expletive S. So who does that favour? It's, to be honest, I'm glad it has been a what? It's
J19.
It makes a change because they have
Yeah.
not had a full wet race yet. It just depends on the quantity. The F1
Well,
guys
I don't
had
know if
both.
it is a full wet race. It just
Well,
says
F1
wet
have had
race.
both, haven't we? We've had a full wet race at Spain and an intermediate full wet race at Hungary.
Yep.
And we had rain at Singapore. No, we didn't have rain at Singapore, did we?
Yes, we did.
We did have rain at Singapore. Yes, we did.
We were sliding around on Instas when it was full wet.
Oh
at the
yes,
end.
I couldn't remember. So
I remember
I know the
because I'm on
F2 lot do like to argue the what's it about the rain, but to be honest, we have had a harder time of the rain.
We've had Soulman's doing
Ah.
well. Keep hold of that.
Michael C 32.4.
Interesting.
So what
I'm
do you
keeping
think
on
the delta time is between the softs and the supers?
Well, you would have thought it'd be around sort of approaching
8
the second
tenths,
round
maybe?
here.
If we say
Yeah,
it's
8
8
tenths per
tenths as a
second.
conservative estimate, that would put Dave on a 32.7, which, to
Would
be
be
honest,
fourth.
would be Michael C at the wall. Go away with that. That would put him around where he normally has been in the last couple of races, in between the Haas of Michael C and J19.
Yeah.
But going back to what you said before, Michael C, if we go back to Silverstone, did very, very, very well in the wet at Silverstone.
He did.
Um,
Michael C's actually been on fairly decent form. He just hasn't got the result that
no, that he
maybe he
deserves.
deserves.
All we need is a bit of a
Um,
shock. All we need.
Well,
KO normally hasn't done that well in the wet, but we haven't had really a wet race since where we've really noticed it since really Baku, really. Because wasn't it wet for them up to a point, I think, there?
God, I'm talking a long way back now. That's race 4 of the season. No, it's race 7 of the season on 2017.
Because wasn't that the race where we thought, KO might go backwards here, but TLK and
Oh, yes, that's
Madman
right.
mucked up,
Madman.
didn't they?
Yes, that's right.
I didn't realise how bumpy and oscillation the pit lane is, looking at the suspension.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can't carry too much speed in there, otherwise you'll take off and go into the wall.
Well, no, I'm actually in the restricted speed zone. I didn't realise that, because if you look, you can see both of the wheels moving independently, which I've never noticed before.
Unfortunately, Soulman isn't really getting the lap together to get himself into Q3, so Callum Rose, he will, at the moment, he will start 10th, because he's crashed, he won't be able to take part in Q3. But you've got Soulman and Jay Cerise all within sort of half a second, trying to find some time, and there's yellows in sector 1. Devil retires.
Devil thinks he's
Comfortable.
through.
Which, to be honest, he is 1.5.
Ooh, Soulman's gone. Out of turn 6.
Yeah, so that's Soulman out of quali. Can Callum Rose do enough
Well, this
to
is
get
his
himself
last
into the
lap.
top 10?
I think so.
It's pretty
Oh,
close.
maybe. 35
Yes.
2. Yes, he did. Yes, jumped
No,
Callum
it's like
Rose.
2/10. The J3 is through, and those who are out on laps can know they're safely through now. The only ones that are actually still out there are TLK. I don't know why TLK's gone out again, but there we go.
Soups went out
TLK and
again.
Soups.
Why is TLK got to... Unless they're... I don't know why. Unless they're trying to just get a marker ready for Q3, sorry, maybe. But
Well, again, they
It's a
do
bit
have the
peculiar.
extra set of tyres, having not done Q1, but you would have thought they'd be... I know we've been informed it's wet for the race. We don't know if it's full wet or just
especially
partially.
when that was a slower lap.
Yeah, exactly. So that's just a wet set of tyres that TLK has now wasted.
Yeah, it would have made sense if TLK improved
Well,
as
Soups
Soups
improved.
did. I don't know where he went, but he was in the 33s.
Sixth. So he moved up from 9th to 6th there.
So that's quite a lot of drivers now in the 33s. 33.2
33.2
done. That's not too bad. That's pretty good. I've only just noticed how close the two Williamses are.
Yes.
Now, this is when we find out, is KO sat, like, was that just a rich lap from KO, not a max lap, or is this his actual pace?
Well, we'll find out. I don't know. We'll soon see.
There's a lot of you don't knows.
There is. Once again, Dave is the only driver in the top 10 on the alternative strategy.
But if it's a full wet race, then
it's pointless.
Yeah.
But if it's dry at the start, then it might work out for him, depending on when it does start the rain. So that's a Toro Rosso, so that'll be Dave already leaving. So they should have enough, well, easily enough time to do 2 runs. And say, having not done Q1, they do have an additional set of tyres to use. If
everyone's going out together. It's quite dark. And I don't think it's actually dark as in clouds. I think it's dark as in the time.
Well, Malaysia has normally been sort of taken place sort of at the later part of the day. Qualifying in particular, I think it's something like 5 o'clock in the evening local time.
Yeah.
Normally qualifying takes place in Malaysia. So I think you do get a low sun effect, but then the race is a bit more
earlier.
Normal. Yeah, a bit earlier. I have been informed as well on my comments board that Michael C, who's commented in, he is doing no traction tonight.
Ah, so is he trying to be a graduatee then? Which would be
maybe
nice.
Or is this another step of him trying to prove he wants to, you know, the points he was making regarding FTRL the other week? I think we'll leave that to that.
Well, to be honest, he did. Well, did he run no traction when we did that appalling Bismal agreement race, or did?
No, I think he ran his normal assists that he runs in FTRL, just to, you know, so he was able to, you know, in the intention of being competitive and up with them. Yeah, unfortunately, everything just went against us that day. Watching Dave's lap, this is quite scrappy and scruffy, this lap. So
what, a mid 24 is quite quick. No, so 23. Sorry, it's quick. A quick first
33.
Sector. 23.
Oh, 23 first sector. Sorry, I thought you were on about just overall lap time.
So KO's 3/10 up on Michael C in the first sector, but he's done exactly the same first sector he did in Q2, pretty much. Which is...
It'll be sector 2. It'll be sector 2 and 3 where you'll notice difference. I don't think sector 1 is one of those on this track is you don't see much of a difference.
KO's got a lot of understeer, I've noticed. Normally you'd think turn 5 and 6 would just be a lift, the transition, but he's actually braking through in between, which is a little weird. 33.9 for Dave, and you said that lap was a little scruffy. So
yeah, he was wide at a couple of places and a bit unsteady with the rear end at points. So that there is definitely improvement there from Dave.
This doesn't look like a particularly good lap from KO, but I have said this before and it has been blisteringly quick, so I'm not going to suggest anything. But a 33.3 from Maisie Boy, that's a much better lap actually. 32.4 from Michael C. KO's going to do a 31, I think. 31.6.
31.6.
I didn't look particularly that impressive lap, if I'm honest.
J19
I'll wait for TLK. TLK's done a 23.7.
White's done a 33.1.
So we know he can go a little bit quicker than that.
What about TLK?
TLK's coming down the back straight now. He's a couple attempts off of KO in the first sector. This will probably be a mid 32, I think.
Yeah, this will be a 32. 32.777. So only enough
just ahead of
P3.
only just ahead of J19.
Who's next? Oh, sh-racing is in this gravel trap on his outlap.
Well, Soups 24.4, so ignore that one. How's KO doing? Oh, KO's wide. Wide again. That lap's gone through 14. That lap's gone. But Michael C will be the first one to come across the line again, but I don't think this is going to be an improvement. I think this might be an in-lap. Yep, it is an in-lap. He's gone into the pit lane. Ah, TLK is a 10th.5 up in the first sector. You need to find a bit more than a 10.5. Needs to find like half a second. So there we go, half a second up in the middle sector. But that would mean he needs to find another half a second in the final sector. Is that going to be possible? He's got traffic going into turn 14 though. I think it's white. Oh, a little bit loose going through turn 13. No, it's a Sauber.
That'll be sh-racing, who's on an outlap.
It stays completely out the way.
Devil.
So this looks like this might put him second at probably best, I'd think. Will this make him go through into the 31s? I'm not. Yes, it will. Oh no, it's not. 32.0. So he's under half a second away from KO. We know he's quite good in the. I don't know. It's a bit inconsistent sometimes with TLK. He was good at Spain and he was good at Canada. But sometimes it can be hit and miss. It depends on the day, really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So White's done a 23.8. He's a 10.5 up in the first sector, but he's lost 1.6 in the middle sector, so he's gone.
Yeah.
Devil's on an in-lap as well. Soups is half a second up in the first sector on his own lap, which has done a 23.8, which is much more representative. He's got TLK coming. He's coming up to the back of TLK as well. He's now 1.3 up, so that will be a mid 32.
Oh, this will put him ahead of J19 as it stands.
And we've still got the final sector to go. Could be a lot more. Maybe a bit tentative in turn 14, maybe.
Yeah, he didn't use all the track. Devil gets well out of the way.
We've got 4 minutes left of qualifying, so he's got to hurry up now. This will be this lap, then a quick in lap, then another out lap to do. So he comes across the line now, and this will be a 32, I suspect. Oh, 33. So he lost time in the final sector.
Yeah, he did. He lost a lot of time in the last sector.
He lost about 3 attempts on himself.
So everyone else is coming in now. Got Michael C and J19 on their
some people
outlap.
are coming out now, yeah.
Soups will do well to actually get back in time, especially as he's got to get out of the way of cars. Actually, well, to be honest, actually on their outlap, he won't really know they're not actually on a lap.
So who do we know can actually improve? We know Dave 10.25 can improve, but the field spread isn't as large. If we took KO out of it, it isn't actually that bad.
Oh, it's pretty close. 1.4 between second and ninth.
Well, actually, if you take TLK out of it as well, it's 1 second between third and ninth.
Yeah.
So it's not that bad. So J19, I think, has started his lap. I think. Oh no, he's not. He's just about to. He's in the third sector.
Yeah, let's see what J19 can do.
So to move up a row to fight Michael C in the well, no, Haas need to outscore Mercedes quite considerably now, but because they've only got one car, they may find that a little bit difficult.
Yeah.
But if our reporters, let's say, are correct and it is a wet race, then... But, I don't know, but again, Dave can be a bit of a swing and miss sometimes. 23.7 first sector. I don't know whether or not that's an improvement or not, admittedly, but it's fairly quick first sector. A couple of attempts off of fastest. See, look at J19, he was only lifting for between 5 and 6.
Yeah,
Car was actually braking.
It was a downshift. It was a downshift for J19. You're basically using the engine braking there a bit to help him round. A little bit early on the brakes for 9.
Third gear.
Not sure what he done middle sector there, unfortunately.
23.8 for Michael C, so he's down on
J19.
J19, yeah. And Carol's about to cross the first sector line. This will give us a comparison. He's going to do a 23.5 first sector. Exactly the same what he did last time. Soups is not going back out.
No, Soups and Devil are done. Not enough time for them to get out.
And J19 will cross the line. I don't think this might be an improvement, you know. 32.7, yes it was. By 10th.
What about Michael C? What's he been doing?
Well, he's about to cross the line. Not a particularly good final sector.
No. This might be an improvement though.
32.1 it was.
So who's next over the line? DLK's about to start his lap.
J19's retired, so his qualifying's done.
Dave sent 25 across the line, and he does a 32.1.
Oh,
right with Michael C.
Much better. Now KO might. Will this be an improvement, or will this be? Oh, a little bit squirrely on the exit there.
No, it looks like it's going to be though.
31.4.
He's regained that 6/10 gap he had. TLK's just in the first sector, 23.7.
So that was about the same what he did before. So that looks a bit better for them from TLK's point of view, if I'm honest.
Will that indicate then that KO might be running slightly lower aero?
Or at least slightly lower front aero? Or admittedly, I didn't see what he did in the on that 31.4. Or a bit sideways there from TLK there. Not really a lot of forward motion, a lot more sideways motion. But will we have...
Oh, he's deep as well. Oh, who's that? Is that Sauber?
That's a Sauber, yes.
J3's.
So this battle for second on the grid is still on. We've got only a tenth separating second to fourth. But TLK will be the first one to cross the line out of them trio. Oh no, not Michael C. He's improved to 31.8.
There we go.
But will TLK improve? I somewhat doubt it.
It's going to be a low 32.
31.9. Dave has crossed the line, not going to be an improvement. 32.3.
No.
Jace DeReese is the last one across the line and has run out of fuel.
He might as well just retire.
KO's on a lap as well still, but it's not going to be an improvement. He's backed off of it. I think he's just going to cross the line, I think. Yeah.
J3 should just retire.
Yes, he should.
Rather than just cruising round. There's no point cruising around at the end of qualifying.
No.
With no fuel. And if he goes into the pits, I'll be rather annoyed. I think he's parking it. Is he? No, he's just getting out of the way of an AI. See, this is the issue. Doing that, he's now avoiding AI cars. And this also just prolongs the time it takes to complete qualifying.
Yes. Why is he going between first and neutral?
Not sure. But we really appreciate that this will get done soon. Come on, get over the line. There we go.
It took him nearly 3 minutes to do a lap. Or slower lap time. White went in the pit lane though, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, he did, didn't he? Oh.
It didn't make, wouldn't have made a difference.
It wouldn't have mattered anyway. 35 seconds to wait, so it's not too bad. We're at 7:45, so that will mean 10 to 8 formation will get underway. Right. It'll be interesting to see how much rain we get in this race.
We've only got 7 seconds left. So I find it a bit strange. They know how to drive in Q3, but they don't know how to drive at the end of Q2 when that finishes, or Q1. A little bit bizarre, but oh well. Oh, again, White and Soups were quite close, didn't realise how close they were. So we had a field spread realistically of about 4 seconds, which isn't really representative. I think if you look between, there's a fairly even gap, and sort of we got the top sort of 4, and then you got the next sort of 4 or 5.
Dave 1025 has posted in the chat that lap time he just did in Q3 beat his PB by 1.7 seconds, and it is raining. It's light rain.
No, that's very light rain.
But the skies don't look that dark.
Well, they don't normally, but that doesn't mean anything.
But
so is KO not going to be looking forward to this then, if he's going to be...
We will soon see. He does have that sort of luxury, knowing with Madman not being here, he doesn't have to take any risks today at all. A win will be handy for him, so obviously it gives him a really healthy advantage with what would be 5 races to go after this. A 25-point gap if he was to win.
Yes.
5 rounds to go, it will be very difficult to close.
Not necessarily. If Madman wins, what, 4 races and KO comes second, Madman will be back in the lead again.
I think it'll be difficult for him to win 4 races out of 5. The grid is quite competitive in this league.
Yeah, well, I know, but it's not out of the question, though.
I know it's not out of the question, but I
mean, where did they go after this? They go to
Suzuka next.
Suzuka, yeah.
And then there'll be the American rounds of USA, Mexico, and Brazil, and then finish at Abu Dhabi.
Whoa! Don't, no! If you're saying American rounds, thank God there's no Americans listening to this. You do not compare Mexico with America. They don't necessarily like it.
Mexico is Central America.
Yes, but they don't like being associated with the Mexicans. It's like we don't like being associated with the Romanians. It's a bit different. A bit far away, I know. Bit different. Okay, how about the Irish? We don't like being associated with the Irish, but oh well. Or even the half Irish. To some people in this league. You know who you are. Okay, so who does this help? This probably helps Michael Z and TLK and probably Dave. At a push, maybe.
It's really, it's always difficult to read when it comes to a wet race, because you always get the drivers that say they're comfortable driving the rain and so on, but they'll get to a track and where it's wet and there'll be nowhere. It's really difficult to know. We'll need to see what the conditions look like out there, but it only does look like it's going to be intermediate weather at most.
Yeah, I'm just reading something on Facebook, which is quite funny, because I forgot to mention to you, when they were doing a bit off topic, but when they did the Nürburgring 24 hours, they were mentioning about this guy who built a shed that broke the 100-mile-an-hour barrier.
Yes, I did.
And they were arguing it wasn't called a shed, it's an office. Because obviously they're a bit, I wouldn't say old, but sort of a bit more old school, where they think a shed is more of like a workshop or an office where you work in. But I only just read up that this shed was powered by an Audi RS4 V8 engine. a little bit overkill.
I'm surprised the shed didn't disintegrate, but there we go. Right, so we've had the 5 minutes, and I've sent the signal, and the clock is counting down to... the start of the formation lap, where we'll find out exactly how bad conditions are.
It's probably intermediate weather, as you are correct. Yeah, intermediate for everyone, I think that will be.
Intermediate for everyone, as you saw. Slippery.
Bit slippery. Well, this is the thing with this game. The intermediate condition does not grip at all. And
yeah,
I wonder how quick this formation lap is gonna be. Because I'm thinking, especially this is gonna be quite a quick one. Callum Rose here. It's Soulman, and Callum Rose.
Soulman.
So they're going to be going into this completely blind. But it looks a wee bit slippery out there. How's it going to be like through 5 and 6? This is what I'm saying, how quickly this formation lap's going to be. Because it'll give them an idea of what the thing feels like.
Oh, very funny, Demon. Very funny, Demon.
What?
Your comment about the shed breaking the 100-mile-an-hour. He said, who was driving? Gordon Shedden. He's up to his old tricks. I
shake my head in disgust.
It's a good thing you're not actually speaking with this Demon, because
just
you would be...
Let's put the blanket over his head and give him a lead, and then he'll be quiet, and then it'll be fine. And put the jacket back on, there we go.
Get a coffee on.
Oh, KO spun it, there we go.
KO has spun it.
And the front two collided, them two are going to be disqualified now. There we go.
So TLK takes over control on the rest of the
Soups is left.
Soups is left. He's
That's a disconnection, isn't it?
His car is pulled over on the side of the track, so that's him out, because if he doesn't make it back... Well, his car's on the grid now. But if he doesn't make it back by the time the lights go out, which will be very difficult...
I don't think he will, no. Which is a shame.
He's out of...
Soups is joined.
He might... That'll be close. But once we get into the race lobby, no restarts take place. Here we go.
Okay, so here we go. Nice steady start from everyone. Good start from White in the background there. It's fairly even. KO seems to be clear up the front.
The DLK is going to look up the inside, I think.
That's free into... Oh, KO's gone deep. KO's gone deep.
Contact with Michael C. And TLK takes the lead. KO lunges his way back into second, but that might get close with J19.
That's not... This could be tight, because this corner's notoriously tricky in the wet. J19 probably won't give up the position very easily. KO turns in. Michael Z goes on the outside. get... Oof.
Michael C, I don't think suffered damage in that.
No. Now we've got the first turn 5. Everyone being a little bit tentative. KO goes wide again!
More so. More yellow flags.
Got more yellows, yep. Oh,
Michael C up the inside
Soups has
of
been
J19.
disqualified already. He didn't make it back.
Yeah, he didn't make it onto the grid, so unfortunately he's
Oh, more contact between the Haas and the Merc.
No, it wasn't quite. I think it was Michael C moving over to avoid contact.
Didn't
J19's
realise.
Got the traction back up the inside.
Round the outside, have more momentum.
Yeah.
This is personal.
This
is personal in the championship. Michael C goes a little bit wide. Leaves the door open for J19 to possibly go at the inside turn 14, which he does, and that contact again. J19's lost it.
And now that'll send him to the back of the field. A lot of position changing going on there.
Well, Matey Boy's now gone up to 5th, so he's probably one of the main beneficiaries of that issue. As he breaks a little bit early and White goes around the outside of him. TLK leads the first lap. sh-racing has had an issue. He's half a minute behind everyone. I think he might have lost the front wing. He has lost front. He has.
He's decided to do some rallycross.
Yes. So after all that, all the battle seems to be for the lower holder at the top 10. Is there more contact between White and Matey? No, Soulman and Matey Boy, that would be.
Yes, that will be. Soulman has actually jumped 5 places at the start.
He does make good starts though, doesn't he? He's very opportunistic at the start. As he goes on the inside, he's made the move, maybe.
And that's Callum. Callum's got the drag on Soulman. Callum has just moved up to 7th.
How's Callum? This is all the question I meant to ask you. How did
J3 is retired.
How how many more races has Callum got on his probation?
Technically one more, but he hasn't actually taken part in any races since it was branded out.
No, he has. He has taken part in them. He hasn't finished them.
No, he hasn't shown up for the last 3.
Hasn't he?
No.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, it definitely hasn't shown up to at least 2 of the last few races. But he's been. Soulman has dived up the inside, and
that might have ended up in damage, saying that. But we've only got 10 runners already, so whoever finishes will get points. As TLK did stretch his lead, and then it got halved all of a sudden.
Michael C fastest lap of the race, 51.4. But to be honest, 5th down, it's just a line of cars that would all have DRS if it was dry. We're all within a second behind.
Oh, is it more? White makes a move. No. So we've got to now keep an eye on the recovering J19 as well, who's now in 9th. Who we don't think got damage, but he's stuck behind Soulman.
He's got to be careful because he would be considerably a bit quicker than these guys.
Yes, so he just needs to really just bide his time. As Soulman goes wide out of turn 4, J19 looking around the outside of turn 5 would have been brave in the wet.
Especially on another car that is struggling to keep it on the racing line.
Oh, Soulman defends just about. Goes very wide now. There we go. He should be through. No! Contact. There we go.
He spun into the path of Devil.
Damage to the damage for the Toro Rosso.
Yep. It's not Devil's fault there, unfortunately. It was just Soulman as
just left. As the lead battle closes up.
Whoa! Callum nearly ploughs into the back of Matey Boy. This is
the battle definitely closes up. It's now 2 attempts. TLK defends.
TLK's made an error. The second
KO's going right round the outside, but Can he clear him? No, he can't.
No.
That's going to be tight.
He's got the run though. He's not got the space on the right hand side though.
He's going to have to go around the outside again, going to turn one, which can be done.
Around the outside again.
This will give him the inside to turn two, if he can keep it, which he can't.
No, TLK has kept the momentum up.
But he's still on the inside. That was tight. But will we have the run now going into turn four? Oh, he's now got the inside line. Should be nice and simple now.
Can he stop?
Oh, he's locked up quite a bit. Where's TLK?
Just about hangs
yes,
on.
he does. Yes, he does. Easily.
And it's stopped raining.
Oh,
it's stopped raining already.
Yes, it has. So was this
Michael C's right there with him.
J19 has moved past Callum Rose, I've noticed as well. KO's a bit wide. KO's very wide, loses all his momentum.
But TLK also didn't have the best of runs. Oh, TLK's deep! Ooh.
Nearly. So when do the first pit stops get made, and what tyres do they go on? I think TLK is struggling. He was good in the opening laps, and I think...
Michael C has got
drifting KO! Drifting still KO.
Michael C, I
looks
honestly
very
would say looks the most comfortable of the three, which again, based on what we saw at Silverstone in particular, when it was sort of like this condition-wise.
J19 past Matey Boy for sixth, yes.
Michael C was probably the best driver on the day when it came to those intermediate conditions at Silverstone. TLK's having a look back, though.
If I was TLK, I wouldn't do that, because then...
I wouldn't, but you know he will.
Yep, but Michael C's still got the inside line for turn two as more contact is made. There's going to be more contact in a minute. There it is.
Oh, there we go. TLK shoved him out of road.
I don't think... it looked a bit like Michael C went sideways a little bit, which then pitched him into the side of TLK. That's what it looked like on the outboard. So now J19
is approaching his teammate, so you'd expect White to maybe just get out of his way when he approaches him. Oh, matey boy spun.
No, so's Michael C's had an issue as well. He's dropped a position to Dave.
He's had a spin through 7 and 8, I think, or maybe coming out of 6. Don't know if he's suffered. It looks very dry already, though. We might be seeing some pit stops in the next lap or two.
I've noticed TLK's got his act together now and is starting to catch KO quite a bit.
Yeah. There's still a little bit of spray being kicked up, but it doesn't look very wet out there at all.
It's a bit like Singapore, wasn't it? Where it was you could manage on the slicks for ages and ages and ages and ages and ages.
Yeah.
And then it... Will anyone go in? No. KO's trying to spin, it looks like.
Top 4 all go round.
Dave nearly spins again. Michael C nearly spins. Who else will nearly try and spin out the final corner?
J19's had an issue. So he's fallen 4 seconds behind his teammate.
It's probably...
All suddenly,
yeah, the tyres are probably really overheating now.
No one's
Callum's doing quite well to keep up. Sort of in that best of the rest.
To go out. Oh, matey boy's in. Matey boy looks like he might be the first one.
Might as well risk it, not gonna lie.
He's the only one. Oh, he's hit the wall on the approach to the pit lane. He's broken his wing.
So Soulman's in as well. That's gonna be a... Oh no, it's not, because... Yeah, because they've moved... They've got 2 lines, haven't they? And it's bizarre.
Softs going
Callum's had an issue through turn 3.
Softs for matey boy. And...
KO's really struggling. Now the gap's halved this lap.
Super softs for Soulman, but he's also having a wing change. Yeah, TLK is... Oh, you say that, he's lost 4/10 all of a sudden again.
I think it changes corner to corner, it seems like, where you gain momentum and you lose momentum. See, look, it's now 1.2 and 1.3 again. Now, this seems to be a corner where KO really struggles at turn 14, but admittedly, TLK struggles. Right, so now DRS is enabled. Everyone will now come into the pit lane.
Everyone will come in.
But what tyres will they go on?
I'm also going to be intrigued to see if Matey Boy makes any gains on the field ahead. He was right amongst them.
So the top two are in. KO's was a bit conservative going into the pit lane there. TLK's gained a lot of time. Oh, Michael C overtaking Dave in the pit lane. Very opportunistic that was. So, oh, the two Mercs are side by side. White has to go round again. White has to go round again because the two Mercs are two.
I would have stacked. He would have lost less time.
So the two leaders are on the softs. Michael C's going on the softs as well. So
softs, Dave's J19 Supers.
Matey Boy's only going around turn 14 at the moment and is going sideways absolutely everywhere. So it's still probably a little bit greasy still out there.
Devil Softs, Callum is coming in, but he's slowed down for the wrong line.
KO gained a lot of time in the pit stop. I wonder if TLK had to be held. White's had an issue, I think. White's only coming out of turn 4. I think he might have had an issue.
Well, he's on the wrong tyres, that's the issue.
Oh, KO's wide through 5. Now, how will KO try and overtake White here? Because White's on...
Well, the logical element will be into turn 9. Like,
White's getting out of the way.
Now.
White's getting out of the way.
No, I don't think he is. I think that's just where he was sliding.
TLK's gone a bit... Oh, KO's gone a little deep though, but no, gets away with it.
So, TLK straight up the inside.
Ooh.
TLK's gained a lot of time back.
I think that might have been because KO was stuck behind White in 5 and 6.
It's back to almost where it was before they entered the pit lane. But yeah, White is going to lose out heavily here.
We've got the second battle for the third overall, it seems like, between the Haas and Dave turn 25. Dave's doing very well, actually. I would have thought, knowing him, that this would not have been a track that suited him.
But he's got a run. DRS, he's got a run on Michael C.
No,
here.
you should know this game by now. DRS doesn't work on this game.
Yeah, it works enough.
It works no difference at all. You have to be literally a tenth behind for it to make any difference at all. And then all of a sudden it works ridiculously well.
He's got a good run out of through 3 though.
Ooh.
Had to back out of it almost. Matey Boy 45.8. He was the first one to go on to slicks, don't forget. So that should get smashed by the leaders, you would have thought.
Yes, Matey Boy did come out in front of White as Michael C was on sideways.
Michael C has a massive moment out of 6.
TLK is now really sort of close enough for a DRS, but just dropped back a smidgen. That gap's hovering around the second mark now, which is a bit interesting. Now this is when we'd think that KO would struggle, because if he's running possibly a little bit more rear aero than front aero, he will understeer quite a bit.
Yes. And TLK is now within that second.
Oh, Solman 3 seconds. I forgot to actually mention to you, did you... Ah, TLK's just taken half a second out of KO. All of a sudden.
TLK doesn't appear to be using DRS.
I wonder if that's just a visual... You know that there's a well, we don't know if he has a mechanical issue as KO's gone wide.
Oh, KO's he might have a DRS failure, which you
don't know. Oh,
we won't know that, but he's got a good
double run back.
I reckon he'll... Well, no, he won't look up the inside in the 4 because KO's covered it off.
But he might get a better run coming out of turn 4. Maybe. No. Oh, no. Oh, that was a lot of curb there. And now he's going to lose a bit of time being stuck in the dirty air. Meanwhile, Dave is the same distance behind Michael C.
Yes, he is. Does TLK consider it? No, he doesn't. What about Dave? Does he have a look? He thought about it, showed his nose.
I wonder if KO's struggling through the 14. That's quite a difficult corner on this game. Yes, he is. He's going sideways in the beginning of it.
Maybe has he got his diff too
low?
much?
Yeah, maybe. Now TLK's got to line this up right. He will get DRS again, and I think he was using it because I think I heard the thing going click. Yes, it's now working. Yes, it's open now. TLK fastest up again. He's gaining, but he's going too far back. Oh, he's lucky.
Oh, he's showing a dummy. Dave does the fastest lap, 38.1.
Dave diving! Well done. Well done, Michael C, for seeing that coming back from a long way back. J19 the fastest lap. TLK again looking at the outside into turn 4. KO this time get... Oh, no, it's about mixed equal. Michael Dave has a lot of curve, but gets a much better exit. That's not
the inside of 5.
But they're going to be some... No, well, Michael Seaman keeps it through 6. Again going into turn 9. I did not expect this from KO, not going to lie. I thought KO might have ran and hide here. How do we know anything about the fuel? I think fuel's easy on this. KO again gets a little bit loose on the entry.
Most drivers are more than a lap.
Right, TLK's in rich, KO's in standard, it looks like. TLK goes a little deep. Dave's lost a bit of ground to Michael C.
TLK, I think, is using a wider line to straighten up the corner. To almost slingshot down the straight.
Much better, much closer now. He's looking around the outside again. Is he going to try and
this will give him the inside for 2 if he can hang it round.
No.
No, not
Oh, Kaz gone deep though.
Just don't damage your wing, guys.
He's much closer now. But I think KO's enriched this time.
Yeah, he didn't defend that time. Yeah, Michael C's got a bit of a gap on Dave now. And now you just have to sit and wait behind the driver.
Even though
until about turn 9,
TLK looks so much quicker through 5 and 6.
Yeah, he's got so much more confidence through these mid-speed corners.
KO defends again, going into turn 9. That's late on the brakes.
Straight into the exit. He does. He could have a look. He does. He has a look. The little nudge.
It works. Up to it worked. KO's still there, but no backs off. Yeah. Dave's ahead of Michael C now.
Oh, so he is. I think he pulled off the same move.
I think Michael C might have made an error. Now, will KO be able to react to TLK straight away, or will he have to wait? Or will TLK just run away? I think, as we did suspect, KO might be running a little bit less aero than TLK. It seems to be easy for KO to close in to TLK with the DRS. Even though it looks fairly equal now, TLK defends.
Oh, very late on the brakes for KO. That's it is going to work.
That is going to work. He's a lot further along. TLK still there. Contact. Ooh, that was a bit naughty from KO there. Really and truly shutting the door.
Very little room.
We're taking a bit of liberties here with this turn 4.
Oh, Callum's had a spin at turn
11, that'll be.
11. J19 gets 3 seconds. He has been the fastest guy on the track recently. Only him and Dave are actually done lap times into the 37s.
And Dave's on the soft tyre and J19's on the supers. Now,
yeah,
TLK is catching. It's interesting. He's going in turn 11 in 5th. Is that actual gear or is that a mistake? KO's mucked up. KO's wide. Much more stable.
The game is not normally that visual glitch where it gives you a wrong gear in comparison to
what
what
I'm saying is that actual TLK's gear he uses through turn 11, or is that
I would say
a mistake from TLK, as in he hasn't changed down enough gears?
Well, we'll see again next time round, but he's within 3/10.
Is he going to try and do what KO did to him? Oh, big dummy! Big dummy, lay on the brakes! Oh, he's alongside. That won't work. He's on the wrong side now. Well done for KO for seeing that.
Michael C's past Dave as well.
He's close.
P3.
KO's close again to KO. Up the inside. No, surely not. No. Oh, that forces KO wide. No, he's through.
Oh, this is. You were saying that was personal earlier between Michael C and J90. This is personal between these two.
Well, I think TLK is out to prove a point, I think, and I don't know. This must be one of KO's weaker tracks, surely. I wonder if Madman therefore has a bit of luck, therefore, and is for not necessarily choosing this track in particular, but for where his holiday is landed. I think in normal circumstances, I think Madman would have thought, okay, KO would have run away.
Yeah. A few people commented on my stream. This is a little comparison to.
Oh, TLK's gone wide.
Oh, TLK's wide. In comparison to 2012 F1 between the Ferrari and the
Sauber.
Perez, but it was obviously a Sauber rather than Force India. But it's the right.
Dave's made an error. He's now dropped 1.2 behind Michael C. And have you noticed the gap between the top 2 and Michael C? That's come down a bit.
That's come down.
And what we've got to remember as well, KO would have had the double DRX because there's only one detection point.
Yes.
Michael C knew fastest lap. If KO goes wide into turn 1. Well, no, is it deep? Or is he trying to get a later apex? It does, but it does just look deep.
It's not what you do, and they're coming up to Callum to lap him as well. KO does not appear, although he's pulled up a second away, he doesn't seem to have a very stable car, so...
Oh, Callum's going to be right.
Whoa.
Oh, no, that's all right for...
I think Callum just sped up and got out of the way.
TLK's in the wrong gears, it looks like. He's in too high of a gear. Sometimes when I ride on board with him, the engine just seems like it's too low in the revs.
Well, like, what, 3rd gear for turn 9, for example?
Well, no, that's fine. No, 5th gear for turn... No, 4th gear.
No,
right, that
4th.
looked better. Or maybe, I don't know.
Oh no, he's lost that 10th gear. That was sideways there.
What if TLK's suffering with a bit of oversteer here? It must be, surely.
Sector 3 yellow.
I wonder if that's Callum.
Callum getting out of the way. Yes, it is. Is that turn 11 again?
Yes, it is.
Looks like it. Yes, it is. Turn 11 again.
KO's now pulled away and done the fastest lap, but he did have DRS, though down this main straight. One of KO's just had enough and just tried to break TLK's slipstream a little bit. One thing as well which I've noticed, haven't we noticed the gap from the top 4 to 5th?
Yeah, J19's fallen back. I don't recall him being that far back. I don't recall him being 25 seconds behind earlier on, so Racestation made an error a few laps ago because Devil's only 3 seconds off him now. As Callum comes into the pits, is that to retire or is that... No, front wing damage for Callum. And he will be a lap down on the entire field now, unfortunately, because Solman goes through.
Yes. Oh, rain! More rain! Did I just see rain there?
It's blue sky.
I thought that it might have been I thought it might have been a small glitch, because sometimes, you know, when it flashes up rain sideways, and then all of a sudden it rains normally. I thought I just saw that, but obviously I'm not.
I'll be very surprised because the skies are blue, so I'll be very surprised.
I've heard of stupider things on this game.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't be surprised if it does rain when it's bright blue skies and sunshine, but there we go. Yeah, KO is now able to hold a...
And Dave's dropped back 3.2 seconds now.
Yeah. I think Michael C as well has just got into a rhythm. He's now under 4 seconds behind TLK. So I'm interested to see if Michael C can close in on that. We're all ever so slowly starting to get strung out.
Well, I wonder if TLK's pushed too hard and has boiled his rear tyres a little bit.
4/10 through turn 5,
oh,
6 and
Michael
7
C's
again.
made an error. Michael C spun out of turn 6 again.
Yeah. Doesn't look like he's got any damage.
Oh, Cow's wide. Cow's just touched the gravel a little bit going into turn 11. And they got to lap Callum again.
Callum again, so
as he exits stage right.
Again, KO is not comfortable on the brakes.
Oh, but he's going to get DRS, and so did TLK actually. No, he didn't. TLK did not get DRS, but KO certainly did.
DRS off Callum.
It's a little bit unfortunate for TLK.
Ooh, KO was wobbling out of the last corner though, dipping his wheel into the. Right,
TLK's now 9 tenths. I genuinely think TLK actually has more pace than KO here.
You reckon he just sort of let him?
I think KO might have gained a small advantage because of the lap he had with DRS. Was able to just break TLK a little bit, but
TLK's back within a second.
I think you'll find that KO's not as quick as TLK in this middle sector.
It's through here, 5, 6, 7, all the way up to about turn 9.
Yeah, because KO is actually still braking through 6. And that's what's losing his momentum. And he's got a lot of understeer through 7 and 8.
Another 10th again.
KO is in rich as well, by the way, to try and minimise the damage, I think.
But he's still losing. He's lost 3 tenths in that middle sector. The TLK.
Ooh, TLK
losing the rear out of 11.
Over a second now. Oh no, still 8 tenths. TLK would now have DRS, which will help. KO's a little wide through 14, but that will help him on the exit.
TLK is so much more stable. Yeah, TLK has now got DRS. It's more yellows. I wonder if that's for Callum again. Yes, it is. He's spun out of turn 6.
KO goes a little wide in the final corner, but TLK's in standard, we've got to remember, and KO is in rich. But TLK does the fastest lap.
Which was just under, about 700ths quicker than what KO did. KO did a 37.0, Michael C 36.8.
But he's like 15 seconds behind the lead now.
Yeah, those a couple of mistakes. It's cost him big time.
Right on board with KO here and just see how much he's actually gaining.
TLK, you mean?
Yeah. See, look, TLK's only lifting through 5 and 6. KO's actually braking through it. This is why I think KO's actually running a little less aero than TLK, which will help him defending and attacking down the straights, but
makes him really vulnerable through this section.
As soon as TLK will leads going through the middle sector, I think he will be clear.
He'll run and hide.
Well, maybe not run and hide, but will be clearer.
He's wide again.
Wide.
Massive kick of oversteer.
And now we're back to this 4 tenths again. But KO, I think, is in rich and TLK is in standard, and I think that is enough for KO to just keep in front of him.
Yeah, he gets the traction out the last corner, and that's more than enough for him to stay in front. But
it's every lap TLK is just nibbling and nibbling and nibbling away. A little bit early on the brakes, admittedly, into turn 1.
Would you then say for TLK, because he's stronger in the part of the track where you can't really overtake unless he banzais into turn 9?
This is the problem with the setup choices of this track.
Yeah.
You either make the car easier to overtake and defend and suffer a little bit in the middle sector, or
vice versa.
Or vice versa, exactly. But the problem that both of these guys will have, I think TLK will suffer more because as the tyres wear for these guys, KO will still have the advantage of carrying less drag down the straights. As the tyres wear, TLK's advantage over the stint will decrease as KO goes massively wide in turn 11 again.
Well, if TLK can't get by, would you, in his position, think for the next stops to undercut? Because you would think
definitely.
He would have,
if he undercuts KO, this will be easy for him.
He would have the pace through the middle sector to surely undercut him with ease.
Will they go on the soft? They'll surely go back on softs again.
Well, yeah, because they've started on inters, they get a free choice of what tyre they can use throughout. They haven't got to use the 2 different compounds.
But when did they pit?
They pitted at the end of lap 6.
So they've been on these tyres now for 14 laps. So for them to get to the end, they'll probably need to get to what, about lap 30?
Well, if they get to lap 30, that will be 24 laps, and it'll be 26 to go. So if they can get to 31, then it'll be 2 stints of 25 laps on soft tyres, assuming they've got another set of softs to use.
TLK's car does look a little bit more oversteer, but it looks a heck of a lot more pointy than KO's does. You can actually turn the car in the high speed, and that is paying such a massive advantage in the middle sector.
Yeah. It's the kind of setup that you want.
Or KO turned a little bit too early there and had to straighten up. Now how's it going to be for turn 14 this time?
KO's wide again. KO's on the curve again.
But that does help him on the exit though.
Yeah, being wide means you get a straighter exit.
But going too wide, you go sideways.
Yeah.
Do we think TLK is just going to wait in this sort of position until KO makes a big enough mistake, which looks like could happen?
That's what I'm thinking, is that either wait for a mistake or just wait until you're at a reasonable pit stop window and maybe just undercut him. And then use the middle sector to either pull away or just hang on, depending on the pace in the second or third stint, as it will be. So TLK just play it patiently, I think is the best way of describing his approach.
This is the thing, you see, KO seems, this is a front limited track, I'm pretty certain.
Yeah.
And so KO, as he has a lot of understeer, will be wearing his front tyres out a lot more than TLK does. But TLK looks like he's overworking the rears. So has that made this track for him a rear limited track?
Potentially.
Or am I making this very, very complicated for you to answer?
Well, if he is wearing his rears out a lot quicker,
it will give him a better balance a little bit, but it'll make his car a
slightly better balance, but it'll make his middle sector advantage not as good at the later end of the stints, because he won't be able to exploit the advantage that he's currently got through that sector, or through those 5 corners.
It looks like as well, just to split off, there's another battle brewing for 6th.
Oh, Michael C spun again.
Oh.
Out of turn 14.
Yeah. I'm not going to say anything, but Dave is having definitely a strong race.
When was the last time he was on the podium?
Oh, there we go. There he said it. Now he said it. I was trying to avoid that.
Well, I've said it, not you. So it's normally you who jinxes them.
Exactly. That's why I didn't say it. But obviously you have. It's really more yellow flag sector 3. KO's made more errors. KO's lost a heap of time this time. This is what I'm saying. If KO's got a lot more understeer going through the longer corners, he will have a bigger disadvantage through the middle sector, but will gain a bigger advantage coming out of the corners because he can get on the power earlier.
Yes.
It sort of ebbs and flows this way as well. Because look, KO's a lot more stable than TLK coming out of the corners, but TLK's a lot better going into the corners.
Well, Dave's, just to go on Dave's best finish this season has been 4th at Russia. He's only finished 4 races this year.
You've got to keep an eye on White. He's under a second behind Devil now as well.
Yes, so he is.
As the lead battle goes into turn 1. I would like a track map actually as well in spectator mode to see where everyone is.
Well, White's now within 7/10 of Devil, so he's more yellow sector 2 and 3. Is that Callum again? Yes, it is. Out of turn 9 this time. Again, another wing has gone. White's within the half a second of Devil.
Oh, okay, White through out of turn 6, but gets away with it just about. Oh, he braked so early for turn 7 though. It seems like KO's fighting to try and keep track position.
Yeah, he certainly doesn't look comfortable.
Much better from TLK out of the hairpin. Much better. Oh, not as good through 11 though. Now he's lost all of his time again.
Lost the rear for 11 and basically drifted around it.
It looks like the rear end goes very light through undulating corners. Oh, who's that? Is that Callum on the inside? Yes, it is.
He just can't get on the power out of turn 14.
And this is another complication you get in the setup. Do you set the car up for, at the end of the stint, for it to be stable, as KO has a little bit of a lag, which is a little concerning, or do you set the car up to be good on the or do you set the car up oversteered through a corner or understeered through a corner, especially at the end of the stint? This is all things you've got to consider, because this track is a very hard one to set up. Very hard to get the balance right.
That's why it splits opinion on the drivers, because it's so difficult to get that balance.
I'm hoping when we get the new game, when we get to Paul Ricard, or even Germany, because isn't Germany on this year as well?
Hockenheim's on 2018 as well.
Then you have a bit more of similar, hopefully compromises, because I know that Paul Ricard looks on paper like a very low aero track, but at the end of the lap, it's a very, very technical.
I tell you what, I'm not sure what to think of doing that Miami track on a game.
White's a 10th behind Devil all of a sudden. Side by side going out turn 2. White's
got the track position.
We can go back to the leaders.
Yeah, KO just pulls away enough for him to be safe.
And then his top speed advantage. Hell, that's late on the brakes.
TLK's really deep, but he gets...
He's getting the late apex to try and get the run coming out of the corner.
Yeah, he's been doing that all race.
Right, this is interesting. KO's now on 0.4 of a lap, which is interesting. So he's obviously running rich for quite a bit of time. TLK's on 1.3. Is that spots of rain on the camera lens? It is raining. It's raining.
It's raining again.
See, I'm not going bad. I called it too early.
You forecasted it coming from Thailand.
KO's deep. KO's deep. In turn 4.
Camera's retired.
Now this won't help KO at all now, because obviously if it's the track's starting to get a bit slipperier, but this won't help TLK either coming out the corners.
No, because he's got a loose rear already as TLK. So
J19's in.
Oh, that's early, isn't it? Unless
well, no, because he's on super softs, remember. But saying that, the rain is coming down hard. The rain is definitely coming down hard.
Is it like what we experienced at Singapore last week?
Yes, it looks. The rain? It's raining hard.
It was only 2 laps from when it started raining for us pitting for inters. Devil's in as well.
We're coming up to Soulman's being lapped. Soulman's staying right out of the way. Will these 2 box this lap?
How will KO's car react through here in the damp condition?
Better than TLK.
Better than TLK. TLK again, 6/10. It's always about 6/10. Yeah.
So will one of these pit this lap? KO goes around. They're both going around. Which I think is the sensible thing to do. I think TLK would just follow what KO does. I think that would be the more sensible thing to do.
But all the drivers behind, Dave's in.
Or KO's wide. Because if DRS is now disabled this lap, who will have the advantage? Would you pick traction over turning?
Yes, you would, wouldn't you?
TLK's better on the brakes, but
very
more
close.
Sideways. Whoa, spin, that's it. As you were right, you called it.
He spun it on the curb. He touched the curb on the exit.
KO's now in lean.
Round.
And is going very slowly through the corners now. It's wet now. This is very wet. DRS is disabled. Dave now has the massive advantage now of being on the intermediates, but
at the right time.
But has a lot of track position to gain up.
To be honest, that spin though, that gap will drop between Dave and TLK when he gets to exit at turn 4. So Dave might have an opportunity.
KO can't turn, he's off the ground. KO can't turn. No one can turn.
So, I mean, the gap between Dave and TLK now
that's gone down by 7 seconds. Obviously because of the spin.
The spin.
So what was a pit stop? KO's going down going down the back straight now.
Yeah, they'll definitely be in because DRS is disabled. It'll be stupid to stay out. Oh, he just about finds the pit lane entrance. But look at that gap there, Dave to KO. It's dropping massively.
33, yeah. KO very, very slow in the pit lane entry. Very slow.
Yeah. TLK a bit more committed. Gets that slowed down. Where is
Dave's going through
14? Drifting through 14.
KO's left his pit box. KO will still have the lead, but the gap will be a lot less. We're looking between KO and between TLK and Dave.
Oh, TLK had to be held because of Soulman pitting.
That's the second time that's happened because TLK got held at the first round of stops.
Yeah,
Dave's coming across the line, but he will be second.
He will be second, but not by much.
Dave can see him. But now TLK is now 8.2 behind KO. Now we can see what TLK can do on his own.
Yeah.
And now they're both on fresh tyres, we'll now see what the relative performance of the two are. Because now we're on fresh rubber on wet, I think I would rather pick turning rather than traction at this moment. Traction will be a bit easier to control rather than turning.
Yeah.
And what we've got to remember is KO is in lean still. He's saving fuel. Whereas TLK is not, and is a lot more committed through 5 and 6.
7.9 the gap.
TLK has to lap traffic as well. I think it's coming up to Matey Boy, I believe.
Yes, that is. It's 3/10 in TLK's favour on this outlap. KO's wide. Turn 14 again.
Get away with that. It's not too bad.
No, he was over the curb, so you might see that time drop a bit. Yep, down to 7 seconds. So lost 3/10.
It's now under 7 seconds now, so he's lost the second KO this lap.
Can I just point out, we've been going 55 minutes and we've just reached half distance.
Yes. Could you imagine if this was Singapore?
Oh God.
Well,
I think that's one thing the game...
quite a bit of a big difference between the two. There's between the dry time and the wet time, because obviously all the high-speed corners, you're not carrying all the speed.
But that's one thing the game's codemasters need to induce, and that is the 2-hour time limit.
Yes.
I think that would be handy since it's an actual rule in real life.
I think the game needs to be more realistic with its rules. I.e., if it gets too wet, the safety car comes out, but the safety car needs to be fixed first. So
yeah.
Everyone thinks you're really spaced out now. It seems like we can start
go full extreme. Go on the full wet, so if it gets too wet, red flag it for half an hour.
I've been asked to give setup advice to one of the F1 drivers over the stream.
Right. Setup advice? What, for these conditions or just
for this
our
track
race next week?
This TLK's taken pretty much another second out of KO in the middle sector.
The top 4 are quite evenly spread out at the moment.
Yeah, it's all about
6 seconds, 6 seconds,
yeah.
6 seconds.
Well, to answer the question, you need good turning, good traction, and good top speed and good mid-corner speed. You need to be good everywhere.
You do need to be good everywhere. Good luck finding the setup.
I think the best way to describe it would be a good compromise. You can either go for... If you go too far cornering, you won't get the traction. If you go too much traction and top speed, you won't get the cornering.
Mm.
But it's easier then to overtake and defend. So it's a massive compromise. Not to really Spa levels, but
it's not
it's
far
close.
off.
Yeah. It's a bit like China. Sort of compromise, isn't it?
I will go with that. Bit like China, a bit like Abu Dhabi as well. A bit.
The guy who's texting me likes the setup advice we're giving him. You'll need to be good everywhere.
Was that a double thumbs up we received there, was it?
It was he was thinking the same.
he was just thinking the same. You have to be good everywhere. Yeah, that's good advice. But again, TLK
is nearly under 5 now.
Yeah, it's about 7
second a lap.
tenths a lap. Yeah, 7 tenths of a second a lap he's pulling at the moment.
5.1. He's a lot more tentative through 14, I think, than KO is. I think, and he's possibly losing a wee bit of time for it, but he's gaining a run coming out of 14 down the straight, as it's now going under 5 seconds. Is KO still in lean? KO is still in lean. We must also alliterate this.
Okay.
He's
Demon's gone to the other end of
the
other end of the extreme with setup advice. Demon is just going to steal Carrie's time trial setup.
But will that work for him though? Why is KO saving all this fuel?
I'm being asked the same
KO?
Questions now.
Is it
a certain Williams driver?
Yes, a certain Williams driver. Yes, it is a certain Williams driver who's asking me as well, funnily enough. Now the trouble for KO will have is if the rain gets heavier, and I wouldn't say it's getting heavier, but it's not getting lighter.
No.
Another one we've got to keep an eye on, Michael C is slashing the gap to Dave as well.
Yes, he is. Yeah, 3.7. That was 6 seconds a lap or two ago.
Yeah.
That's.
I think Dave and KO are struggling, and TLK and Michael C are on the march. I think Michael C's the fastest out of the top 4. Oh, KO's very wide out turn 11. All 4 wheels off the track.
Again, another second is
trickling away. But I think KO's going into standard going down the straights. And is in lean through the corners.
Do you reckon he's doing that just because he's been struggling just with this balance in the dry, so...
Well, no, you'd think if you put it in lean, you'd have more understicks, you'd have more traction. KO doesn't need any more traction. His matey boys now need to be out of the way of TLK, which he isn't doing. Matey boy's still in the way.
Ooh, that's
very close.
Still in the way. TLK, careful.
That's contact there. That's. Hang on. What's going on here?
We've got a lag here. Have we got a disconnection going on here, or have we got a lag?
I think there might be a bit of a lag going on there. Ignore that.
Yeah. Codemasters, if you witnessed that, fix it.
Make the game more realistic. The setups we can learn, we mean the actual, like, the safety car, the actual rules, time limits perhaps, and all sorts, which this game is missing.
Handling and, yeah.
I'm not really particularly worried about that, but yes, that does need fixing. But I am looking forward to the 19 rules, because that would mean that there's more emphasis that needs to be done on the setup, it's not just done through the aero.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to that.
We've got a little while to wait for that though. There we go.
Just 2 years.
It's a long way away yet.
Actually, no, next year, saying that, technically speaking. This time next year will be the new game. Ish.
Yeah, you'd be looking sort of within 14, 15 months.
Yeah. Michael C is under 2 seconds behind.
TLK's not pulled as much into KO this time round.
It's about half a second a lap now.
Mm.
So a bit of a, not a real lull, but sort of the calm before the storm. Has KO now taken it out of lean now? Yes, he has in the middle sector. He's now running it in standards.
TLK's still finding
four
time
attempts
though.
in the middle sector, yeah. So far through 5 and 6, and we'll find more time through 7 and 8 shortly. She does.
Yeah,
He finds another
3
3 seconds. 3 seconds, 3 attempts.
3 seconds. He's right with him, everyone.
Calm down. That's a half a second already this lap, and KO's in standard this time.
And Michael C's found half a second on Dave as well.
Big lift in turn 10. Or not turn 10, turn 13 that will be.
Oh,
half spin! Ooh. That was on the cards for a while, that had been. He had pulled away quite a bit, but he lost a second doing that, and he will lose momentum going down the straight, as the gap might creep under the 3 second mark, which it does. Now, would you think TLK's advantage is now magnified in the wet? Well, no, because this is the problem. See, both of their car advantage is now magnified in the wet. I would have said KO with the better traction, but after that example, clearly I'm wrong. But TLK has got obviously this more superior turning ability in the middle sector. As Michael C is now right up behind Dave again.
Yep, and this is the closest battle.
This is interesting. TLK is now in lean himself, which I don't know why he's doing that.
But yeah, Michael C is
See, TLK has now lost 3 tenths of a second now. There's now actually losing time.
I mean, he's got plenty of fuel. Or to be honest, he's actually got less fuel than KO now.
But KO's been running in lean for a while now.
Pretty much an entire rain stint.
Yes.
Well, KO's wide again though, over the grass. The exit of 11.
KO's starting to push that a little bit more now. I've noticed he's not lifting as much.
The sun is starting to shine through the clouds again. I'm
Devil's
noticing.
in the pit lane. For some reason, it won't be for wet, surely.
I'm just noticing the sun.
We now got to keep an eye on the battle for.
No, it is wet. Going on Devil's car.
Really?
Yeah.
That can't be the right call. Surely it doesn't look wet enough. Unless he's struggling that much.
But surely he'll just struggle more.
Oh,
as he lets the leaders go.
Dave's under pressure here. Michael C's right in the slipstream. Dave defends. Michael C's looking around the outside. Won't get through there. Backed off a little bit too much actually through the middle of turn 1. Loses all of his momentum. Because he's in lean, he'll get quite good traction. Dave has a hard spin.
That makes it easy for Michael C.
And that's what happens, you see, if you go for cornering rather than traction, if you don't have the right traction, that will happen in the wet quite quickly.
Yeah, TLK's losing time now.
I think KO might have either put the hammer down a little bit, I think. Because, TLK gains in certain places that KO can't actually do anything about. Ooh, is he massively sideways through turn 10?
It definitely is not for wet weather. I'm keeping an eye on Devil and
yeah, it definitely doesn't look it.
No. Yeah, that's the fact is, but yeah, he can't slow it down in 40. He's going to spin, half spin. He's got to be careful. His teammates there, and Michael C was that? That was. The Devil's lost a place to his teammate, and Michael C has lapped the pair of them. TLK back down to 3.2, and he's back in standard, and then back into lean. So he's doing
what KO did a few laps ago.
Yeah, lean in the corners, standard on the straights. I wonder if he's just saving that lap and a bit of fuel he's got for the last part of the race.
Yeah, Devil's back in the pit lane.
Yeah.
Now KO's back in lean again.
But KO is pulling away, isn't he? Got the gap back up to 4 seconds.
Well, it's be interesting now, because now we're where we were before a few laps ago, but this time TLK's in standard, but I think his tyres are starting to... Either he's pushing too hard now,
or he's worn the rears out.
Yeah, or worn the rears out.
And to be honest, I probably would go with the latter. Although KO's not exactly had a stable rear end in these conditions, so... I don't know, but KO all of a sudden...
He's now over 4.
Is pulling away. He's now suddenly the faster driver out of these two. At this point of the race. Now the interesting thing would be, if it remains like this for the rest of the race, I would presume they will have to stop for more inters at some point.
Maybe not. It depends on what they're... how they do on the tyres.
Yeah. Well, KO is drifting the car into turn 1 almost. It's almost like trail braking he's doing there.
Well, that as a result lost him about half a second.
Yeah.
Actually, more than that. It's now keep coming down.
More than half a second.
KO's in lean, going down into the run into turn 4. So I wonder if they're just using a lot of fuel, a lot more fuel than they thought they were going to run with. Is this a particular heavy fuel track? I think it might be.
It's definitely not. It's not the worst, but it's
getting heavier rain now.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Do you reckon that's what hasn't helped TLK? The conditions changing very slightly as he goes wide for turn 7.
I think so.
There's probably not much in it between the inters and the inters and the 4 wets at this current moment in time.
The inters and the hards.
But it's definitely raining heavier.
I would still, still obviously intermediate tyres based on what we witnessed with Devil a few laps ago, but I don't think we're
too far away.
It might be similar conditions that we experienced at Canada, where it seemed like the very extreme end of the intermediate conditions with the weather. People weren't sure what to do. But when they're coming, if you're on board with the drivers coming down the pitch straight, the sun does shine in their eyes.
Well, that's the logic of this game, though. It's a little bit bizarre.
Yeah. But the gap's now sort of stabilising at 3.7, 3.6, around there. The last lap and a half is sort of stabilised. Dave hasn't really dropped off the back of Michael C after that half spin. He's kept it within 5 seconds. But the rest of the field, unfortunately, I mean, J19's 3/4 of a minute behind Dave.
That gap that was 4 seconds not too long ago is now just about 3.
3.3, yeah.
Oh, as TLK goes a little wide. Now, Soulman is in the pit.
Soulman is in.
Is this going to be for a new set of wet? Oh, 3 seconds.
White,
There's not that been many time penalties here,
It's not the big... If based on last year, it's not the biggest track... You know, in terms of corner cutting, it's not... There's more inters going on for Soulman.
Was there a damaged wing at all?
No. Just... New set of tyres, straight out. Maybe just worn that set out.
I would suggest Michael C is catching these two, but he is quite far behind. Oh, KO's made another error.
Yeah,
the gap all of a sudden is now 2.5.
So far, everyone up to 7th have been laps.
Is that including 7, you mean? So it's up to 6.
Yeah. Up to, yeah, you know what I mean.
So the top 3 are separated by 12 seconds. That gap's come down by 4 seconds then.
Level 3 seconds. But yeah, now based on
KO's
last year's
struggling a lot
cutting,
now. That's under 2 seconds. Why is KO still in lean? I wonder. Is he struggling with balance again? Do you think?
Maybe a combination of these conditions, maybe getting heavier. Like you said a moment ago, might be getting a little bit point where it still enters, but the top at the top end of it, and of course these tyres won't exactly be fresh anymore.
KO can't turn. That is also another problem he's got. He's got so much understeer. He's missed completely turn 8 apex, but now he's pulled away another half a second to TLK's lap.
TLK made an error on the exit of 6. He was a bit wide out of 6 and had to get out the throttle or risk a spin. I think we're getting to that point where TLK is suffering with the rears and KO's suffering with the fronts.
Yeah, same as before then. KO's wide.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's wobbly. Certainly wobbling all over the place, KO is. So KO, I think KO's problem is he's suffering with balance. I think he's either got the balance too far to the back and is trying to counteract that with a very low rear anti-roll bar, I think. That's why he's understeering through the high-speed corners and has got no stability at all going through turn 14. TLK, I think, has got probably too much or too little rear toe and camber. I think that would explain why he's not got a lot of stability coming out of the corners.
Have you noticed the gap from 3rd to the leader?
Yes, I know. That's now gone underneath 10 seconds all of a sudden.
It's 11.3 between KO
oh, sorry,
and Michael C.
11.3 Oh, that's why.
Yeah. TLK's
nearly trying to do what he did before. But this is what I'm saying. That gap was about 9 seconds at the start of this stint, and it's now 1.5 seconds.
Yeah.
So we've seen which is the faster car, but
it's where they make position to utilise it.
It's where they make the time. Is where where it's killing the battle. Well, it's not killing the battle. It's brilliant for the battle, but it's killing TLK's chances.
Well, we've still got 17, 18 laps to go. Plenty of time for incidents to occur. Plenty of time for conditions to change. That rain does appear to be getting a lot heavier. And Michael C, all the wiser,
is now catching up very, very quickly.
He's now 10.9 behind KO.
TLK is now 1.3 behind KO. He's now in standard going down the straights.
I think the issue TLK's having, he's almost getting, he gets within sort of 1.5 to 1 second behind KO, and then he sort of just settles to his pace.
Yeah, the problem that TLK will have now is KO's advantage being quicker in a straight line will now be, so will make it harder for TLK to overtake KO
no
in a straight line.
DRS.
But KO has made a mistake in turn 1, I think, because he's lost 3 attempts there. He's got no traction as well, it looks like. As Matey Boy now goes into the pit lane.
What does he go on?
TLK's got no rear end, KO's got no front end, and I think Michael C might have the best setup of the trio.
Although that gap hasn't really moved over the last sort of 2/3 of the lap. That's 4 laps going on Matey Boy.
It might be where his setup makes the advantage.
So Matey Boy, about 5 laps after a teammate done so, he's gone on to the full wets, and I think that's his teammate coming down the straight now. It is. So we've got the 2 teammates, Linus Dunn, 7th and 8th, on different tyres. Who is quicker now? Because this will give us the indication. I'm going to put that back on interval because they're both a lap down, so being on leader is getting no help whatsoever.
Matey Boy's pulling away. It's 2.1.
Keep an eye on that.
It's now 8 tenths is the gap. White's in the pit
White's
lane.
in as well. 2.6 between Matey Boy and Devil. I think it's getting there. It's getting close.
I think it doesn't take long for the game to get from dries to inters. I think it takes ages for it to go from inters to wets.
Inters to wets, but rain is torrential now.
The Devil's caught 6 tenths to Matey Boy all of a sudden.
And then lost 4 tenths through out of 9.
So it might be gaining up more on traction, but we don't know what assists they're running.
Well, Matey Boy as well, don't forget, will be... Matey Boy will, don't forget, will be adjusting to being on those tyres. White has pitted, but for another set of inters.
So Cow's very wide through 5. Very wide through 5.
No, no one really has an idea of what to do.
Brilliant though.
Yeah, it's great. It's great for us. Great for everyone watching.
Cow's got a very stable rear end, but no front end at all.
So it'll be from now where it will hurt him. Sort of through this next phase of the track until the back straight.
Not really. This will help him and hinder him. It will help him through here because you need the traction while turning, and through turn 14. But it will hurt him going through turn 12.
The gap Matey Boy to Devil. Look at that. 4 seconds. Is it time for full wets?
I know certain drivers do listen to us while on stream.
Yes.
The J19 is in, but what tyres does he go on?
I think he's gone out on more inters. I think this is the other issue I mentioned earlier. They've got to the end of the life of these inters, or approaching the end of the life of these inters, and it's not helping sort of their judgment call on what the conditions are like. But Matey Boy definitely seems to have the upper hand on his teammate on the 2 different types of tyre.
If you was Michael C, you would take the risk and go on full wet, wouldn't you? Or even
Michael,
Dave.
Dave 1025, definitely. Dave's got over a minute gap to J19 behind him now as a result of J19's stop.
Coming up to lap more people now.
Dave would be able to pit for wets, and if it wasn't suitable, be able to pit for inters and still come out in 4th. Or be right with it. So,
but I would like to point out this time, if this does happen, then we do not hold responsibility for this if it doesn't work.
No, we are not liable for any
terms and conditions apply.
Whatever happens. Yes. We have not signed anything, so we cannot be held liable.
Oh, someone gets out of the way. Huh?
I'll delete the stream if I have to.
I don't want to say anything, but I think KO is overdue for a mistake. He keeps making little half ones.
Michael C's charge to these 2 has stopped. If anything's dropped back.
Oh, there's more drifting going on. More drifting going on.
He's a lot closer this time. He's got within half a second, which is the closest he's been for a while.
The problem is, though, I think you're right. I think once TLK passes KO, KO all of a sudden wakes up and repasses him again.
Yeah. I can see the distance has come round again as well. So the top 3 aren't thinking of a stop.
KO's compromised in turn 2.
I think the certain Toro Rosso driver's listening to us. He's in the pit lane.
KO and TLK right together. KO's got a better exit out of turn 3 though.
I would not be at all surprised if we see full wets go on this Toro Rosso. But the problem is, we've only got 13 laps to go. Would he be... Oh no, it's more inters. Okay, so we'll ignore that. More inters going on, Dave. Dave's car there.
This is not a stupid question. Has any of these two got warnings?
Let's have a look. KO, nothing. TLK. Oh, TLK's got 2 warnings. KO's got nothing.
Okay.
So, unless something drastic happens in the last 13 laps, KO should get through the race without a penalty. But TLK, one mistake.
Oh, he's got much more speed through the. No. Oh, he's taking much.
He's thinking about it.
That will compromise his exit, though.
Yes, it will.
Well, maybe he did get out there quite better. He got better out of there than I thought he was going to.
Is it me, or does it look like the rain is easing as well?
Yeah, you're right. It is easing.
Like... Yes. Will it dry up by the end of the race? Is that what these two are holding out for rather than pitting? Because I honestly think these guys are in need of some new tyres. But if it's going to dry up, it's not worth it. But all of a sudden, TLK has got the car advantage again. Or with the conditions.
See, TLK's hasn't got the traction of KO, but he can sort of fix it by changing the engine maps, which is what he's fiddling about with.
Yeah.
Oh, goes wide, that's not going to work. But you can, oh, this might work though. This might work if, no. This is all dress rehearsed.
KO's lost the rear through 7.
Nah, he's doing that, he's done that quite a bit. He wouldn't. What normally happens
had to get out of it between 7 and 8, otherwise he would have ran into the back of him.
Oh, that's a penalty.
There's your penalty. There you go. There's your corner cut, so there you go. Cap's now 3.4.
TLK has to pass KO.
I think this will change his mentality now. I think he will now just bit more risk involved with an overtake.
He knows he's quicker than KO.
Yeah.
It's just a case of where.
To be honest, I think his best plays, unless he can sort out his run out of turn 14, I think his best place to overtake is either turn 4 or turn 9.
I actually think he might be able to do it in the entry of turn 7.
Oh wow, okay, so get the run out of 6 and then just get alongside into 7.
Yeah, which it looked like would happen. He just needs to be brave.
And yeah, I think with this penalty now he's now got, which is quite rare for TLK to get a penalty, to be fair.
Bit of a wobble from KO.
I think we'll see TLK look a bit more aggressive now. It's still raining, but it is easing up, so I don't think we'll get slicks again.
But to do that move, but look at the more momentum he's carrying through the corners.
Yeah. He's down into 4th gear for it. I was going to say, he holds 5th gear for a long time, doesn't he?
I think that's what KO's struggling with. I think he might be changing the gears too quickly. But that sort of work. Where he's where you're seeing the back end come out is where the drag on the box is locking the rear wheels.
Yeah. He's basically snatching a gear, basically, is what you're saying.
Oh, that's wide, that's wide. KO had to go for it now, but the problem is that compromises his exit. KO straighten it up, but into reach for TLK, into standard for KO.
He's on the inside,
no, he braked way too early.
Oh no, you say that.
Ooh, he let the brake go.
Would he ever look into turn 1? KO's defending.
KO's in standard still.
Hogging the inside line. The dummy!
Oh,
the dummy!
Majorly move! Majorly done! Easily done.
Proper Daniel Ricciardo move
I
there.
thought there was going to be I thought there was going to be major contact there. That was so close. That was so close. But now Kao's got the run, and TLK's in lean. He's not defending, and that's
Kao's back up the inside. He's
contact. But TLK's still there though. He's still there. He's still there, and Kao can't keep the line.
This is gonna be tight. Kao's held on.
He's through.
Oh, that's an opportunity gone there for TLK.
And this is what the problem is. Kao knows exactly what to do.
If TLK could have held it through turn 4, he could have pulled a gap. But now he's stuck behind him again. 10 laps to go. 10.5 laps to go.
Both drivers in standard again.
Michael C has gained 4 seconds in that little battle there.
He's not out of it yet, and he doesn't have a penalty either.
No, he doesn't. Michael C's 3 seconds away from taking
again
second.
through turn 14.
I think what cost TLK there, he went into lean, didn't you say?
Yes, he did. He went into lean going into turn 4. And I would imagine Kao went into rich, which wouldn't have surprised me.
I would have probably waited until the exit of 4 before putting it into lean.
Yeah.
Using lean at all. Maybe have used standard for a lap just to try and pull the gap, but he's now all of a sudden nearly a second behind again. Matey boy is obviously now struggling on those wets because Devil's now within 1.5 seconds of him again.
Yes, yes.
So it looks...
Kao's struggling through turn 1 and 2 again, but gets a good run coming out of turn 2. But then TLK's in lean again.
TLK's still... But TLK's still... Yeah, why are you going through lean in there? In that section? Because... Unless he's just worried about losing the rear through turn 3. Just wanted a bit more of a stable rear end through turn 3 where you're sort of accelerating up, shifting up. In these conditions, it can be a tricky corner.
I've noticed though, just slightly changing the point here, these camera angles are not that good. The better ones are the onboard ones are the better ones, that's where I've mostly been.
I mean, I just had the helicopter view just now, which was
better,
quite cool. But yeah, a lot of these camera angles
wide.
Turns.
This is going to be a move going into turn 14, I think. No. Kao's gone wobbly. Matey boy's in.
Matey boy will have to, yeah. Michael C within 5.5 seconds of this battle now. Michael C could pull himself into play in the last few laps. We know how he likes to go for a move.
Yeah, but I think he will be a bit more brave than TLK is. Right, so what TLK is doing is trying to go out of the corner in lean and down the straight in rich. Now, is he too far back? Well, he's looking. That forces Kao offline a little bit. That's going to be tight.
What are you trying to... Matey boy's on super softs, I've just noticed.
That's the wrong tyre. He selected the wrong tyre there.
Yes, it's still raining, so that's...
He's probably clicked one too many times. The gap is now under 5. If there is enough time for Michael C to catch this up, but he is in negative fuel. Just
by how much? Just yeah.
But like he's okay on fuel now. He's like 0.1 clear.
Matey boy spun out of turn 4. That's what those yellow flags were. Which you're not surprised. He's on the wrong tyre. Now can TLK gather himself and go for another move because he knows he needs to pull 3 seconds if he wants to win this race. Okay, again.
Well, that's
almost the line he's sort of used to now.
The problem with that, well, the good thing and the bad thing is with that line is, if he can straighten that up on the exit, he gets an awfully good run down the straight. But if he can't straighten it up, it goes all the way through the corner and he loses all of his momentum.
And he'd be wearing up the rears like no end doing that.
Yes. Now I think Ko's now in. No, Ko's done in standard. Now will
TLK's not close enough. Oh, he is. He's going for. He's looking again.
That's too far away. Too far back. There's the answer.
There you go. you got there again. Michael C 4 seconds.
Michael C is the one on the charge.
I'll tell you what. Michael C can still win this race, you know.
I think these two are, as I said, I think Michael C has got the best setup of these two, where it seems to be quick down the straight and he seems to be very good and very balanced through the corners. TLK. Oh,
TLK. He looks like he gathered enough speed through 6 to maybe consider your move into 7 you mentioned a few hours ago, but then lost the rear.
The problem is, what we've got to remember is, TLK has that 3-second time penalty, so it might say 4 seconds on the road, but it's actually a second.
Yeah.
Got to remember as well, so Michael C is on the move for at least a second place, if he can keep this up. Now, how many spins has he had in this race?
Oh, he's had about 3 or 4 spins.
So KO is probably winning this at the slowest speed. That's wide. That's all of his momentum gone.
Yeah. And that's now meaning Michael C is now... Is he...
That's 3.7. Yes. It's going to be going all the way down now.
2.4 between Michael C and TLK.
Top 3.
2.3.
3.5 apart.
But will that now let TLK...
That makes no sense. Hang on. No. Top 4 about about under 5 apart. The top 3 are.
It's 3.7 Michael C to TLK.
Yes.
Sorry, I had it on interval. I thought it was on leader, so my apologies there. And Rain is holding on, so we will remain on inters for the rest of the race. I'm pretty certain of that.
The problem that TLK has is KO's got a lot more fuel than him.
But the problem, these 3, well, definitely the top 2, but Michael C will be in a similar position, will be... These tyres will be shot, surely.
Oh, KO's very wide, but TLK goes very sideways.
TLK was... I must point out, these guys have been on these tyres since the end of lap 26. They've done near a half distance.
That is doable, though. These inters do last an awful long time.
Michael C pitted the lap earlier than these two. They do, but with this drifting and spinning and everything they've been doing...
Are we sure these are drifting, or is this incrementing lag moments?
There's an awful lot of lag moments, if that is the case.
That sometimes... I know it sounds implausible, but it does happen. Oh, it's kind of sideways there. Oh, much better run from TLK this time. Much better run.
Closer. Now, would you do a move into the last corner and then just try and hold on to turn 1?
Too far back, and TLK's taking the wrong line.
He's still close enough, though. He's a lot closer than he has been when he's been trying to lunge into turn 1.
No, he's not. He's about the same.
No, he's not, actually. He's about the same, yeah. KO covers it off. KO covered it off.
That's going to compromise him quite badly now through these first 2 corners.
TLK's very tentative through turn 3. I think that's why he's been in lean down that stretch. He's worked. We nearly saw him spin it 2 laps ago.
Very tentative from KO there through out turn 4. Very wide from 5.
Ooh. Now TLK to lose it again. Oh. Just when you think he might be close enough to look into 7, the car just doesn't allow him to.
DRS enabled. It stopped raining.
It was raining on the pit straight, so it stopped raining ever so quickly.
So who will pit?
Well, they've all
They've
got
got
to
to pit.
It's 5 laps to go.
And this will help TLK actually, probably.
Well, they're all going supers, that's obvious.
Oh, TLK's gone!
He's gone. And Michael C as well. They've both gone.
So now KO's giving this on a plate.
Yep, KO has been given all of his Christmas presents and birthday presents for the last 3 years in one go there.
But I have seen that a few laps ago, though, that TLK has been going very, very sideways through, or the potential be to going very, very sideways. Michael C nearly missed the pit lane entry.
KO again, very
ginger.
Cautious.
Will Michael C hold up the Ferrari?
I think TLK.
No,
he gets out before TLK. If he hadn't got out in front of TLK, then yes, he would have. Because
TLK's been held again.
Yeah, TLK was held by Michael C, I think.
Michael C was held by KO. TLK, sorry.
By TLK, yeah.
Now, so how is everyone going to feel now then on these dries?
Oh, Dave 1025 is going to lose out. Oh no, no, he doesn't. See,
everyone's majorly tentative on the way in there. They were.
Yeah, well, Dave 1025 entered the pit lane entrance behind Soulman, but passed him by the line because Soulman was so tentative.
Now, will TLK just throw everything to the wind and just floor it?
That's a bit weird.
What?
Just witness there. Dave entered the pit lane entrance behind Soulman, but by the
Michael C
Michael C's penalty. By the where the limiter line is, Dave was ahead. Yet when Dave got to the garage, he was forced to wait for Soulman.
That was odd.
Which was very strange.
We didn't lose out to White though, which is interesting. I wonder if Mercedes had the same problem. No, Mercedes did not have the same problem. So how fast these fastest laps could be? It's just going to be a qualifying session now.
It's now a qualifying session for the last four laps, yeah. And KO has
cleared off.
Pulled a gap, but he had the extra fuel, like he said. So he's now able to burn more fuel than TLK. And unfortunately, Michael C, without having just received that penalty, rather than being 4 tenths behind TLK, is now 3.4 in terms of getting second.
I think Dave's been a bit lonely since Michael C passed him.
A lot of drivers from about 4th down.
Well, yeah, they're all over 30 seconds apart from each other.
Yeah, you got Dave 39, J19 34, White 57.
TLK's just taken half a second out of KO all of a sudden. Somehow.
Yeah, he's not got enough time though to close the gap.
Oh no, well, he doesn't have enough time, no. Which is a real shame because TLK and Michael C, I believe, both had faster cars than KO did.
But they tried carrying too much speed through turn 12.
Well, no, I don't even think they lost it there. TLK, I think, lost it with his fuel mapping between turns 3 and 4. If that didn't happen, I think he would have done it. Michael C has lost it because he had all of his spins.
Yeah.
Michael C has had another issue because he's dropped 2 seconds behind TLK all of a sudden. TLK has caught a second to KO this lap.
I think we're going to see quite a few penalties now.
Yeah.
Even though it's not the... It's not the...
J19 new fastest lap, 36.8. That will be beaten by... Actually, no, these guys are on their out lap still, aren't they?
No, this is their first flying lap, I think.
Is it? I thought this is the out lap still. Yes, this is the out lap. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's 36.4. KO. This will be 35. 35.3.
35.3. 1.1 seconds.
Still not enough time, though.
No. It's all irrelevant, unless KO makes a mistake.
Which has been known.
But I think now he's got the 5-second lead, he's got that... He can just, you know, just take it easy. Take it easy-ish, shall we say.
So KO's had an inferior car, but has still won it. Not necessarily by being the quickest, but at least trying to stay having the track position.
The track position and keeping it on the track. Mostly.
Yes. Dave 34.8. Well, this is going to happen all the time, though, isn't it? It won't.
Yeah.
It won't make a difference. KO's now matched sort of TLK's pace.
Yeah.
Now.
I think
that's
KO's going
to KO's in rich now, and TLK's in standard still. So this might be a 33 from KO now. 34
from June 19, but that'll get smashed.
Possibly.
33.3
from KO, yeah, there we go.
1.5 seconds quicker.
That'll be, that TLK won't match that. What about Michael C? Michael C won't match that either, he's dropped back.
I think KO is just, yep.
Checking out.
Just now, yeah, he's checked out. He's got the fuel. He's doing a Vettel, wanted the fastest lap. And just, yeah, he's now, because in theory his gap is 9 seconds, not 6. Because of the penalties that both drivers behind him have. So, he doesn't need to take any risks. Unfortunately, those incidents, those last few laps, it just kind of spoiled the run-in.
Yeah.
From our point of view. Although if I was in KO's position, I'll have the biggest smile on my face.
Well, you had the biggest smile on your face in Singapore.
Oh yeah, when you made your error into the tunnel.
Yes.
Because we were in the same party, and I heard
you would have had a bigger smile, or smile and shock when I had my game crash.
Yeah.
So I'm going mainly another reason why I'm going to team the PS4 out, just to make sure that doesn't happen.
Starting the final lap.
Yep.
And
no improvement to fast lap.
There are no battles out there at all.
No.
I don't think I've ever seen a field so strung out.
I know we have. GP2 last year at Monaco.
Well, with this many cars.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah, GP2 Monaco last year, we had like 3 cars on track.
Yes,
and they're all
on different
40
laps.
odd seconds apart. Yeah, they're all a lap ahead of each other. But yeah, the top 9, who are all finishing, will all score points. Callum, despite him showing as being classified 10th, he won't score because he hasn't made the 90% race distance as per the...
I think KO's trying to get TLK, so he's trying to get the fastest lap on the last lap, I think.
Yeah, that gap has come down a little bit, but I don't know if he will.
Ooh,
but
right on the edge.
KO approaching the last turn now. He's got Devil just in front of him. If Devil's wide, he will just ease up and let him go. So he'll do another lap.
Nope,
but
he's going to do another lap.
He'll do another lap, but KO comes across the line to take another win.
Number 9, I think.
And as a result of Madman not being here, now has a 25-point lead.
Oh no, didn't beat the fastest lap on the last lap.
No, he didn't take the fastest lap. Yeah, KO now leads by 25 points going into Suzuka. With TLK second, Michael C third. Dave will equal his best result of 4th.
Yep. And a very, very, very strong race the entire way.
Yeah, very
through.
strong race. I think he just struggled with the rain again. In that second half of the race. Would you think J19 would be disappointed with 5th? And how far off he is? He's over half a minute behind Dave.
Yeah, I think he would be, yeah.
I mean, throughout the season, he's been right there,
Best
sort of like
the
the best of the rest. About half a minute off the leaders. But he's over a minute off the leaders and half a minute off fourth. So J19 will come across the line in fifth. White's already finished in sixth. Soulman and Matey Boy have already crossed the line 8th and 9th. J19 will cross the line now for 5th, and then Devil will be the last one to cross the line in P7 for more points on the board.
A pre-production, there's an AOR league, isn't it? Isn't something to do with AOR, is it?
I'm not sure. But AP Productions messaging in my
yeah, I did as well.
Video. But that was
a bit more entertaining than the real life F1.
Yeah, it was definitely the better race in comparison to what we witnessed in real life at Catalonia earlier today. It's just a shame those final laps they got strung out as they did the top three with the penalties and the spins. But yeah, if TLK didn't have his issues and Michael C didn't have his issues, I think that top three would have been in a different order. There's lots of ifs and buts. KO the only driver in the end not to have a penalty. Let's just get these penalties actually, so...
Well, no one... Dave might get one, yeah.
Dave will get 1 licence point for 3 corner cuts. I'll make sure that is actually should be 3 corner cuts. 1.
Yeah, he did. He got one on the last lap. Got one on 53 and on one on 56.
He got warnings on lap 51, 52, 53, 54, and 56. He actually got 2 warnings on lap 56.
Then his other one came on lap 20, so yeah, that's 3.
Yeah, so unfortunately he does get a licence point for that. The only one.
Will that affect anything on his licence?
I mean, he's been pretty good, mainly because this is only his 5th race he's finished this season, so I don't think it will.
Let's have a look. I got signed in, aren't I?
We're just waiting for someone to ready up. Hopefully it hasn't glitched out.
Like it did last time. It didn't do
like
it to us. It didn't do it to us.
It didn't do it to us.
Yeah. Dave 1025 is already on 2 licence points, so no, it won't affect him.
No, it won't.
Oh, so it'll be win number 8 for KO, not win number 9.
And you're just seeing into the future, are you there?
Yeah, it comes off of... He's been on the podium every race since Monaco. Here's KO.
Well, apparently it's glitched again, they're saying.
Yeah.
It's weird, so it didn't do it for us. So 2 races in a row it's done that for F2, but so we haven't experienced that yet. Alright, I'll just quit out of it then. But yeah, that was round. What did I say? What round it was? 15? Did I say? Of the F2 season at racestation.net. The next time these 2 will race will be at Suzuka in 2 weeks' time. But the next F1 action you will see will be from the F1 League around Malaysia this time next week. which I'm looking forward to personally. Looking to at least give you a bit of a challenge again, Stephen.
You'd hope so.
I hope. It's one of my more favourite tracks, so I'm a bit more hopeful than I normally am in the season. We'll find out during the week who will be your commentators for the F1 League race. They have a few more drivers. Probably Michael C will be one of them, because he's tended to enjoy doing it over the last few weeks. But we'll find out during the week as to who it will be. But thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.